Hey guys, well welcome back to Blogging with Billy. So today I went to see Disney's latestly released movie, the live action version of their classic, The Jungle Book. So here I am to give you the highs and lows of what I thought of it, and so stay tuned. Well, this isn't Disney's first live action adaptation of their classics. We've had two previous live action films. We had Maleficent with Angelina Jolie, which was more of a look into the character of Maleficent rather than the story of Sleeping Beauty, which was sort of thrown in, but it wasn't as good as the original Sleeping Beauty itself. And we had Cinderella, which was released last year, which was brilliant. So this latest adaptation I thought was absolutely just fucking amazing. I thought it was absolutely stunning. So I think to give a good review, I'm gonna look at the stuff like such as the plot, the characters, and other things. So here we go. Okay, so the story follows the adventures of Mowgli as he is forced to evacuate the jungle due to the threat of Shere Khan, and he must decide whether to live with his own kind or remain in the jungle, which to him is home. And there are two things in the story about that I'd like to discuss mainly in this. So first of all, his journey. As the story progresses, he leaves his family, the wolves, in a very sad, heartbreaking scene with the mother wolf, which nearly brought me to tears. And we're only 20 minutes into the movie. So basically, as the story goes along, Mowgli learns more about himself. He learns how to help others and how to... He knows he matures. That's one of the important things. At the start of the movie, he can't keep... Because as Bagheera says, if you can't keep up with the pack, you're going to be someone's fucking dinner. So he learns how to, in a way, speed up, become more mature, and how to prepare for danger when it comes around the corner. So I think that's important. I mean, like... His highlight moments of that are helping, using his resources of the jungle, the vines and all, to make the honey system, to get below the honey, and saving the baby elephant. And all these skills then bring him forward into a very dramatic showdown with Shere Khan. And I don't want to give it away, but asses are kicked. Then the next thing to look at is Mowgli as a person in the jungle. And I think this is important in the scenes that take place at the start in the Peace Waters, or whatever you call them. So they arrive and the father wolf, the head of the wolf pack, says to Mowgli, now whatever you do, behave yourself. Now, yeah right, sure you will. Yeah. So what happens, so they go down, no one pays any attention to the wolves, but when all the other animals who've come down to have some water see Mowgli, they all stare, they're like, what is a man cub doing here amongst us? He's not one of us. He doesn't belong here. Like, shh, don't stare. Don't look. He's looking at us. So it sort of looks as Mowgli, he's sort of slightly isolated by all these, because he's not an animal. All the animals in the jungle just don't take any notice from him. They isolate him. They don't really seem to consider him as one of them, which I think is a tiny bit mean. They're just judging him on sight. They're not actually getting to know him. And another thing is, Mowgli's a person, so he'll do things differently to animals. Like, I mean, there's things he does that aren't done by wolves. So the head of the wolf pack, Amari or Bagheera, whatever you call him, says, you've got to stop doing this. That's not what a wolf does. And to me, I think that's interesting because it sort of, or maybe I'm just reading too much into it, it sort of reads into being who we want to be and what society expects us to be. So I think that's sort of explored a bit. And of course, Mowgli is a free spirit. Even though he knows he must conform to the ways of a wolf, he wants to be himself. So I think it's important. So throughout the movie, he becomes himself. I think he grows from man cub into a man. Like, even though he's still a kid by the end of the movie, he's grown into a man. And he has learned how to look out for others and how to become more advanced in his skills as a person. Now, the characters. There were two performances I thought that I actually really enjoyed. So the first was Mowgli, played by Neil Smith. He brought a very good characterization to the character. I mean, he really brought good character. He knew how to play him. Like, he plays the frightened, small, yet tough little boy who is being hunted by a bloodthirsty, merciless tiger, and he plays that to perfection. Like, he starts off, eventually he realizes, I have to get out of here. He has to run from Shere Khan. He runs every time you see him. But as time goes on, as he learns more about himself and helps others, he realizes, I've got to stop running. I cannot let this guy hurt me anymore. I've got to stand up to him. and that's what he does. And I thought that was just a fantastic performance. And the second, but I thought was the most brilliant performance in the whole fucking thing, was Idris Elba's Shere Khan. Holy fuck, he was badass. From his first entrance, you know that this guy is going to not kick your ass, he's going to rip it apart. He took no shit. Like, straight off from his first scene at the watering hole, or whatever you call it, he makes it very firm, man does not belong here. So either send him to the man village or give him to me. And so the wolves decide we'll send him away. But Shere Khan's not happy about that, because as it turns out later on in the movie, he murdered Mowgli's father. So it only makes sense that and I suppose it's more orderly that he wants to finish the job. And he is merciless. Idris Elba brings almost like a elegant villainy, a Shakespearean, Iago-ish, Macbeth kind of layers to the character. And because Shere Khan, as we all know from the anime movie, will stop at nothing till he gets what he wants. And there's a good example of that when he goes to see the head of the wolf pack, and they discuss, and when he says the man cub's not here, so Shere Khan says, okay, we've nothing more to talk about. And just as he was about to leave, you think, oh thank goodness, he turns around and he kills the head of the wolf pack, who is technically Mowgli's father. You're like, oh my god, that is badass. Like, I mean, Idris Elba's characterization of Shere Khan was fucking brilliant, and I thought he really was the highlight of the movie, because that's what every movie needs, a good villain. So well done, I thought it was brilliant, so great. Other things to look at are, I'm really happy that the movie chose to take two of the more well-known songs from the film. They took the classic Bare Necessity song, which actually, if you're going to make the Jungle Book, you have to have the Bare Necessity. Like, everyone who's seen that movie since a kid and has grown up humming that song knows that it's a part of the film. It has to be in there. So I was just really glad they put it in. And they also had the classic other song in it, the song with King Louie. I want to be a man cub and stroll right into town. See you and eat like me. So yeah, it was good to see that they chose to take two of those songs. One thing though I wish they had done was, when you see the elephants, they don't talk. And I remember the elephants were very funny in the animated movie, because they were done in a very military style, and the head of the elephant pack was like an army guy. It was like a general. He says, and remember, an elephant never forgets. And I just wish they'd made the elephants talk, because that would have been brilliant. And they should have had the elephant song in there, the marching song, the over every jungle mile. So I think that's only one thing they could have put into it that wasn't there. But overall, it was a good film. I think it was just very well put together. The plot follows very well, and it's not just an adventure in the jungle story. It's a coming of age, a coming of maturity story. I think that's what it really is about, and it follows about all. Sorry. So guys, thanks for watching. As I said, I really enjoyed it. Definitely would recommend to go see it, and I would definitely see it again. So stay cool, and remember, stay blogging with Billy.